It's Wednesday morning, July 3rd, and already fed and all that stuff, and Group 3's getting up to milk right now. I got half a mile line of cows right now going across, and we're here to move the dry cows to their cooling pond for the day. Come on. So this is number 13, and we cut and baled this, let's see, a week and a half ago. They've already spent 2 nights in here grazing. They got one more night, and then they'll move to a new field. So these are on nothing but grass. I fed them one time about a week ago to spray them for flies, and that's it. Other than that, they're just 100% grazing. So hopefully the camera picks this up, but you can see where the reel was. This is what they grazed last night, and this is what they'll graze tonight. You remember when we were belling, we stopped right over here? And then I said something about the hogs, and then, well, that's old right there. That's new. And I've seen a few other places that look like they came out here and hit it last night, so. Oh, god dang it. See right there? That was just probably a few hours ago. You can see the tracks, all that. They just take their snout and flip everything over and eat this right here. So that's great. We'll get this reel reeled up and finish pushing them out. We're pulling in to run feed off for Group 3 right now. We'll have to run back out there and get that tractor unstuck here in a little while. And take these 410. So, yesterday I didn't really feel like filming anything, and I did some lane work in the afternoon. Wes was working on his truck. He did go get 22 tons of fertilizer, and Jeremy's gonna be putting that out today. And later in the evening, me and Jason went to get the 80 bales of dry hay out there on that hill. And to get to the hill with the big truck, we had to cross a neighbor's land that made an agreement with them that we could cross it. Anyway, got in there to get the first load, no problem. Coming out with the first load was a little sketchy, and then second load barely made it in, and then on the way out, truck just sank. Ground was pumping really bad. I tried to drive in a different spot without tearing his field up too much, and ended up leaving some rods, and had to unload the bales where the truck was stuck at because it couldn't do nothing. And then so we left the bales there in that guy's field, there's still one more load on the hill, and then Jason was, well, actually tried to unload half of it and then pull it out, and the tractor couldn't pull it, and then so we ended up unloading all of it and then pulling the truck out and then just getting out of there. Yeah, I mean, it was the whole ground, you could jump up and down, and it was like doing the wave. So hopefully it doesn't rain in the next few days and it dries up enough that we can go in there. May have to take those hay trailers and a couple tractors and just stack what's left and haul what's out there back, and so we can get the fertilizer put out. And then also we got to fix the ruts now in that guy's place. So that's what happened yesterday. Go ahead and hook the chain to the clevis there on the drawbar, and then and so you don't have to walk around in the mud doing it. Can you see the ball on the drawbar? It should be like right in front of your foot. No. Right in front of your foot, the ball. Like if you were gonna hook a trailer up. Hang on. Hang on. Wrong spot. It's a step.
What's wrong with me? Look at my boots.
Right here. Let's see right here.
Oh, there's a ball down there?
Yeah, man.
There ain't no damn way. Look at it, it's buried in mud.
Where's your rubbers at?
I hate rubbers. Man, you got this thing stuck good.
It's right there. To the chain.
Easy.
Chain me.
Where'd you go? Heck yeah. I guess we should take this jacket.
I think he stuck the jacket in there trying to get out.
Oh man. Put sticks in the rust. Okay. Dang, that's a waste of a good jacket right there.
Oh, jeez. So we're out here at number 40, and this is where group 3 was last night. I got one more break in the back, but it's a low-lying area. It's kind of what I was talking about the other day on that one video where 41 and 42 are swamped. They're a lot worse than this. He just drove in the wrong spot. If he'd have been over on this side, he'd been fine. Just this little hole right here holds a lot of water. So we'll yank Chance out of there and let him drive the tractor back. Well, I was just trying to line up Chance and Jason and myself with 2 tractors and, or no, 3 tractors and two trailers to go move the rest of that hay. And Jeremy just called, and I think it sounds like that Kbh is plugged up, which that happened to me however long ago it was when I was putting out fertilizer about a month and a half ago or more, and it's a real pain in the butt. So we're gonna come over here and check it out and see if we can give him a hand. Yeah, there, shut it off. Alright, the last time I put that 4-foot pipe wrench on the end of it and sat there and spun it until my arms were numb and got nowhere. So what we ended up doing was there's a little trap door on the bottom.
Yeah.
We ended up opening it and that freed it up, but what it's going to do, it's going to make a little pile there and we're going to end up shoveling it. So what you need to do, well, see, the one problem is that belly auger keeps spinning slowly.
Yeah.
So you got the door shut, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll try to open this trap door. And then I'll open this trap door and then you
Turn on?
yeah, and it's gonna free up.
Oh wait, door's not closed.
The door's not closed?
No,
Okay, well, you need to close the door.
I'm gonna turn on and close the door.
Yeah, you need to do it quickly. Yeah, it's plugged up. Hey, hammer. Get ready to try to start turning this auger. Nothing? There it goes. Going now. Don't touch anything yet. What? Yeah. Well, it's so humid that the shit's melting. Ah, my foot cramp. Easy, easy. Slow it down. Yeah, you hear it though? Yeah, you could sit there and spin that auger with a pipe wrench or something and basically get nowhere for an hour, or open that up and end up spilling probably 50, 80 pounds, something like that. You just have to end up shoveling that up later. But what the deal is it's so humid outside, and then that was loaded yesterday, so it's actually like melting and turning into like a slushy. And then when he opened the door, it like fell out and just plugged that auger up real quick like. So he's good to go now. Hang on, let me tell him something. Hey, when you open that first one, it's probably gonna do the same thing. So slow it way down. All right, got that situated. We're gonna go get the tractors and trailers and all that good stuff going. So we're just now getting over here. Jason and Chance have already stacked the hay up on the hill. There was only like 26 bales left up there. Basically, there was 81 bales or so, and then we went with the big truck, hauled out 26 yesterday. And when we went back out there, we barely made it out there. Went ahead and loaded the trailer because I was thinking I could just move over a little bit, or even take a different, a little different path, and would be able to make it back with at least that load. And so we got loaded and made it about halfway across the neighbor's land and got stuck. And I don't mean like, I was rolling along and just got stuck. I mean, I was in the semi in fourth gear, going probably 20 miles an hour across the field, and it stopped me. And we're about to pass Chance right now. He's got 8 bales on the trailer. There he is there in the 70-20. Actually, in this gateway, the ground's pumping. I don't know if you can see that. It's like what I mean by pumping is it's basically turning into jello, like a water bed. You have the soil here is all sand, and even we have some sugar sand or just regular old dirt. And then a lot of times in the sandy areas, you get you know, the clay could be 10 foot, 6 foot, even a foot deep. And then you have the sand on top, and then you have you know, like the layer of crust or grass and roots. So, you know, you walk across it, it's fine. You drive across it one time, it's fine. But once you start to bust that crust up a little bit, the ground starts to pump, and it starts doing like the wave. And then if you ever bust through that, you're screwed. So he's gonna load me real quick. The hayfield part on the hill is just right up there by that deer stand, if you can see it. That little gap in the trees is the gate, and then so right here is where I got stuck the final time. Which this side ain't bad. It's this side over here. I mean, that's you know, up to the top of my boot. Deep rut. Hello? Where at? Okay, well I'm back here on Patman, so I'll have to be there in a little bit. I just saw him driving to town. Okay, bye. Anyway, I gotta pull forward. But this whole area right here is just pumping. It's all jello. Jason's telling me I need to move forward now because he's starting to pump over there. So we're going to end up cutting and belling this place too. We did all of it last year. Somebody already cut the first cutting because we were behind, and then we'll cut the next cutting. Basically what that is where the ground starts to pump is the sand is waterlogged, and the water has nowhere to go because it's trapped between the clay and the crust, and everything else is, you know, all the creeks and ponds and everything like that's full, and it just has nowhere to go. So it just sits, and then it's just, you know, once you start to bust it open, all that water rushes to that area, and then you know, and then you're done for. So we'll have to come back out here and fix all these ruts up. Hopefully in a few days it'll be dry enough we can do that, and you know, at least the neighbor won't be pissed, and it won't be so rough when we come and cut it and bale it. But so Jason's putting the last bale on now, and we'll get the hell out of here. And then they stacked the rest of the hay up there by the gate, I think. Looks like it. And then that way, hopefully, Jeremy can make it out here to fertilize. And but he just called me and said he was stuck. So I guess as soon as we get back, we're gonna have to pull him out. You can see how wet my tires are. So you got a semi with, you know, 26 dry hay bales on it. You go over that, you ain't going very far. So we'll get out of here. Like I said, we'll go pull out Jeremy, and then be back to the barn here in a little bit. So I was a little late getting over there to the hayfield to move them bales because I was helping Wes rotate his tires and align his front end. His front end, they were towed in by 2 inches. So they had a 2-inch difference between the front of the tire to the back of the tire on each side. So they were towed in pretty bad. And then he got all the other the steering arms and the upper ball joints replaced on his truck. And then he went to town, and he said it was kind of wanting to veer off, and then also had like a little bit of a hop to it. So he has Hercules tires. I don't know how many miles they have on them, but the ones on the front were kind of like rounding off, like they had no flat spot on them, and they weren't wearing very good, and obviously it wasn't aligned properly. He just went by and went to town, so I guess when he gets back we'll find out if we did a good enough job fixing that. He did make an appointment for Monday, but he said he didn't want to wait till Monday and to get it aligned, and he was thinking about going in and getting new tires, so I don't know, we'll see what he's going to do. But I think there's a lot of hay right there. Well, we're headed over here to 64 now to pull out Jeremy. We just dropped the hay trailer off, and yeah, so we'll get over here to 64 and see what's going on there. Well, I don't know what the deal is, but he's coming down the road right now, so I do not know. I guess we'll find out. He called me and said he was stuck, and then never called me back again, so whatever. Well, he ended up calling Wes, and Wes went and pulled him out, so whatever. He didn't call me back and tell me what was going on. So we just drove like a mile down the road for no reason. We're about to pull back in and hook that spray rig up. And then we'll see what's going on after that. You know, I know what you're thinking. We should get some flotation tires for that fertilizer truck. And I completely agree, but, you know, it costs money. There's only one way to feed cows, and that's in a clean Schuler feed wagon. Every time you get done putting out feed, the monitor always goes back to 0 with it staying on low speed. But on high speed, you can clean it completely out and have nothing left in there. So let's take a look at this feed. See that feed? You're probably thinking, oh, that's a chopped pile of silage. No sir, it's not. That is baleage. So you're thinking, oh, it was baled with a baler with a pre-cutter. No, it wasn't. It had nothing, no cutting, no nothing on it beforehand. That's all that wagon. That was 6,300 pounds of baleage, 200 pounds of mineral, 640 pounds of soy hulls, 1,200 some odd pounds of corn gluten, a soybean DDG mix that was about 740 pounds, I believe, if I remember right, 4,500 pounds of corn. All that was loaded in about 10 to 15 minutes, pulled over, added 800 pounds of molasses, 2,000 pounds of water. When the water quit going in, which took probably 3 minutes, let it mix for 4 minutes, and that's how it is. About 20 minutes of total mixing time and about 17,000 pounds total, and that's what the feed looks like. With that, thanks for watching. Don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.